have so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin, except, actually I do. I'm going to start with some gratitude. Yes. I am going to start with some gratitude. I am so grateful to be sitting here. I'm so grateful to be vertical. I'm so grateful to be feeling better. I'm so grateful that I listened to my body. Finally.
Yeah, definitely.
Again.
I'm grateful that you're healthier and sitting upright.
Right.
I'm grateful you guys are back for another episode of Plantspiration Unplugged with John and Stefanie and John, founders of the nonprofit Plantspiration. And we started to help people go plant-based for the animals, their health, and the planet.
It's true. People know us. People know us all over for losing 250 pounds as a family, reversing a slew of chronic diseases, and helping people all over the world, reaching and teaching people all over the world how to live a healthier lifestyle too. We broke the diet culture over here. And then we got healthier and we got happier.
Yeah.
And now we're in here talking about it and how we did it. Is that a good way to put it?
That's a great way to put it.
We're down to like no show notes because I said there's so much to talk about. There's so much to do. So we want to thank everybody for coming back this week. All I have to say is my comeback is greater than my setback, because what a setback I had.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't feel like a setback. It feels like I evolved a little bit from it. Like I learned from it. Things got better. Things actually got better.
Maybe it was more of a reset than a setback.
Ooh, that's a good way to put it, a reset.
To get your shit together.
Oh, jeez. Already out the gate.
Gosh, I'm going to start up the thing. You had 2 weeks out of commission. You didn't even clean up your desktop. Trying to find icons or anything.
I was too busy cleaning up myself.
Holy smokes.
I was too busy cleaning up myself. Like that was so let me just give a recap.
Yeah.
So we did the podcast last you heard. I talked about the Chipotle chips. The whole feedback from everybody was incredible.
Well, yeah, you were down then. Your back was screwed up.
I talked about habits and how they crept in when we're not feeling good. So I throw my back out. Well, now I've got like a glitch. My disc.
Yeah.
My displaced disc is what happened. And we get in here, we do the podcast. I was like, yeah, we could do this. I'm getting better.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday came around, my grocery haul day, where I go to the store, I do all this grocery shopping, I bring it home, I do a live. I'm doing these lives every day.
Right.
So this one's the grocery haul day. And I kind of thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should be just taking it easy. What? I don't take it easy.
No.
I'm go, go, go. I'm excited too. It's not like a pressury go, go, go or a white knuckle at go, go, go. It's just like I get excited about the go, go, go.
That seems like it's our standard operating
it is.
Cruising level.
It is.
Go, 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 man.
Yeah, we like it.
Yeah.
And I have chill time. I sit and I chill, but not on demand. Not like you have to sit down and you have to deal with this stuff. No. It's some of it could be a little distraction too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But here I am going on Tuesday after I did the grocery haul. And then I sat in my chair and I took all these calls and I'm swinging around in my chair. I'm bending over backwards. I am just like, it's going to get better. I'm going to keep ignoring how bad this feels right now. And I'm going to tough it out. And then you came home and once again, you were like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I said, I'm screwed all over again. I said, I can't walk. It's that bad. I'm in so much pain. It's compressed all over again. I think when I did the grocery haul, it messed me up. Now I'm really in for it. Like this was it. And I spiraled.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a little bit. I just.
How far did you spiral? Where'd you go?
Well, we did make it through the class on Wednesday because I was still in this place of like, I'm going to tough it out. I'm going to show everybody that I could do this, that we could do this. Like, I'm going to make it through this.
Yeah.
I didn't want anybody to see me not getting better, I guess.
Right. Well, I got a few things from the store. Somebody else picked up stuff from a different store.
We got that part down.
Yeah, you didn't do the actual grocery haul like normal.
No, but once I got through that last class,
got through class.
I literally said I'm done. Like that was it for me. I'm ruined. And Thursday morning, I was like, I know I have to do a live, but I was in so much discomfort. I could barely focus for a minute. And I did my live and I thought, okay, I got that done, but how am I going to keep this up? And then it just was the next few days of a little bit of spiraling. Maybe I should call Jessica. You know, she's been coming around and helping me out for, 20 years. She's been amazing. And then I thought, she's just going to tell me it's going to take a minute.
Yeah.
You know, listen to your body. You have to take a load off.
You actually need to rest.
Yeah, but then it would spiral again. And I was like, what if it isn't going to get better? You know, here I'd get up and go to the bathroom, and it was just that constant reminder of it's not feeling any better. We're 10 days in, we're 11 days in, we're 12 days in. This caused me to doubt the process in that moment.
Oh, man, seriously.
What were you thinking? I didn't even ask how your week was. This has been 2 weeks we haven't been in here. And I'm just going to say, this is the greatest I felt today. That's why I can't shut my mouth. I'm so excited. I was just the whole time I would say to John, this is going to be a really good podcast because we're just going to let it rip.
Well, I was serious about it. I'm grateful you're upright.
Yeah,
You've been down and out, and like, I've been having to do everything around here. My gosh.
Like what? Why don't you explain to them what you saw happen?
How was my week? I'll tell you how my week was. It was laundry. It was cooking. It was cleaning. It was dishes. It was.
You did help so
I'm
much.
just playing. It wasn't that bad. I did a little bit of everything, but why not? You know.
And you were less stressed too. So this is why I couldn't wait to get in here and talk about exactly this. This is like when we get to unravel kind of how our week went. And when we first started the podcast, we weren't unraveling. We were trying to come in here and, you know, be like, this is how we did this. This is how we lost weight. We're just going to get in here. Now we're not, I don't feel like we're coming in here to say, hey, this works. I think we're coming in here to say,
unless you're new here at this, this lifestyle, it works.
It works. But there's other tools that kind of came into this as we went along. Because losing weight and getting healthy was one thing. But how did we stay this way 14 years later? And it just kept getting better. This time on the floor, look, I don't even have my notes out. Like, that's how much I'm supposed to.
You don't need notes.
Well, you're right. I don't, but.
Just like Chipotle.
We didn't need that either.
No, you see, you got through it.
Well, when we're stressed out, when we're hurting, when we have to face certain things, like I have to let everybody know I can't do this. That got hard for me. I was like, oh, and I didn't want to be on there, saying, oh my gosh, I'm going through all this, because I'm also not good at anybody feeling sorry for me. I've always been very, I got this, which wasn't always the right message. No, sometimes we don't got this.
Right.
And that's when I realized.
But that's a lot different. That's different than what is it, aphorism or something? That the fake it till you make it kind of thing.
I lost you there.
Some word for it. I don't know. Anyways, because you were like wanting to crank out and do, I got this.
Very much.
Just because that's how you are. It's not like you're trying to fake it till you make it. Like you're
right. It's genuinely like, I really want to be there for everybody.
I want to power through, man.
Yeah, I want to be there for them. And in my mind, I was thinking if everybody sees me just showing up and I can get through this, then they can do it too. But once I was sitting there and I was so like,
you were like, this bitch is on the floor with a broken back. She's still here.
Well, I had to find.
I can do this.
There was it's
inspirational.
I had to lean into it.
Yeah.
This is what it was, is I couldn't be perfect. I couldn't just be like, look, everything's fine, and pop up like I would when I would wipe out. Like this was really happening. And there were moments that what are you going to laugh about?
Because, it's not funny, but it
is now, but we weren't laughing.
We were down, and I'm like feeding on the floor like David Hasselhoff.
Oh, gosh.
And that's a sad thing,
That is a definite visual that they didn't need to see.
No,
we were not laughing.
No.
For a few days, it was really, really bad. And that's when I was thinking, like, I'm gonna
need a surgery. I'm like, you shut your mouth.
I said it.
And you're gonna be fine. This happens before now and then, every a few years probably, every few years.
And I said, did I forget? It's like your brain forgets. If you've given birth, for example, you don't think about the labor. You just think about the things that come out of it that are great. And I think that's what I started. Once you came home and you started reminding me, you're like, you go through this.
Yeah.
You know that it reabsorbs. You know that you get better.
Yeah.
Once you started reminding me, it was like, oh, that's right. It actually is going to get better. But for a few days, it was really difficult for me to see the outcome.
Yeah.
But instead of distracting myself, because then I'm in the middle of coaching.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about avoidance and, all these wonderful things that are very relevant to what we're doing to lose weight, to feel great. Why does everybody know how to eat low-fat, whole food, plant-based? If you're here and you're listening to me and you're thinking, yeah, I know all this stuff. Why isn't it working for me? Well, let me break it down for you, because while I laid there, I meditated. I was frustrated. I was upset. And then I started thinking, why am I feeling like this?
Yeah.
What is making me feel this way where, I wanted to watch documentaries all day.
Go.
Yeah, it was very hard for me to not be go. And it was very hard for me to be vulnerable and say, I can't do this.
Yeah, that's the harder part, I think.
Yeah. And I distracted myself. Are you on my cord?
Probably.
Jeez, I want to be flying all over the place in here. I can move now. So, whoa. It was really hard to sit there and do nothing. And I realized this is a moment that I need to kind of take this in. I did a lot of meditation because I was frustrated. I wanted to do more. I was not feeling good. Moving around was difficult. It was you guys, I'm just going to let you know, since I've been doing this podcast, this was probably one of the roughest things I've ever gone through. I can, like I said, wipe out on my bike. I can spill on my roller skates. I can deal with all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But I couldn't run from this.
Dude,
I couldn't avoid this. I couldn't distract from this. It was a constant, look at what's happening right now.
It's the stupidest shit.
It was so.
You just twist some, oh, geez, and it takes you out for a couple weeks.
Look, I'm just grabbing my glass. I'm still a little, cautious.
Don't do that anymore.
So anyway, I guess what happened through all this is I hit that rock bottom. Then I'm laying on the floor. I'm laying down there.
Everybody's got a different rock bottom.
Well, mine was when I saw the ant crawl across the floor. Yeah.
You're laid out on the floor.
Yeah, I mean,
tell me about this.
I can't vacuum. First of all, it's not like it's disgusting in here, okay? I kept up.
It's springtime. The ants are like, hey, maybe they got some food or something.
I didn't need to
for months.
And I didn't need to see it, and I just all of a sudden I rolled over to my one side and I just saw it walk by and I was like,
hey, what's up?
I don't even care.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't even care. That's when I knew, just sit here for a minute and take this in. And then once I start, what's so funny?
I didn't even care.
Well, I didn't. I knew at this moment, I'm in it. I am really in it. I'm in the worst of what I could possibly go through. I cannot work.
I'm the lowest of the low. Ants look at me in the eye. I am down there. I'm down and out, dude. My God. You're just like, hey.
It's so true.
You're just telling the ant, go. Just keep walking.
I just was like, I'm done. And usually I would text you. And you know this.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But I don't. I'm just like, I'm not even going to throw one more thing at him right now. He's going to come home, dishes are high. Things are I'm trying to work. I'm trying to work through all this. So I did have to cancel a couple calls on that Monday. I was just like, not going to happen. I am going to have to be horizontal.
Yeah.
As much as possible. So I had to cancel some things, but I focused a little bit on some funny stuff. I knew right here, you have to stop thinking and catastrophizing about what if this doesn't work out. I started realizing as I was meditating, I was like, you're just kind of spiraling a little bit and we're going to turn it around. So I went to Ric Flair first.
Oh, woo!
Yeah, you can't watch that and not be like,
he's awesome.
Chuckling a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So I watch a little bit of him, and then in my mind, I'm like, I'm the plant slaying, disease beaten, plant eating. I just started okay, this is a little bit better.
He's awesome. I'm out in the long limousines. Woo!
Yeah, it just.
I got the private Learjets, the $14,000 watch.
Yes. Yes. So right away, I'm just like, okay, I'm okay. Get out of that. I was taking that down escalator, thinking about a surgery, thinking about calling a doctor. And I'm not telling people not to call. I'm just saying I've been dealing with this since 21.
Yeah.
I know the drill.
The age of 21, not
I didn't-
2021.
Yeah. I know the drill of what I need to do, but what I noticed I did differently was realize I had all the tools to do it. I just needed to listen to my body, which is weirdly what I coach. So it was vulnerable for me, and I leaned into it. And I think that's why I came in here and I said, this episode is going to be called My Comeback's Better Than My Setback, because my coaching leveled up, or people trusting me for being honest, I think is what kind of changed everything.
Totally. Tell me, like you were sitting there, whatever, it was kind of like back to how you used to be before plant-based, like just down and out every day, dude. Did that like...
You're almost making me sweat at the thought of it. That's what that's like the realization I was making when I was sitting there, and I was like, why am I thinking go, go, go? Like, why is this bothering me to sit here? Because I thought, oh my gosh, I can't move around. I'm not staying fit. One. Two, I'm worried I'm going to, the thought of gaining weight is a tab that was kind of opening up in my mind. So one, I've got a tab of, should I call the doctor? Is this going to be different than usual? Is this going to be the worst case scenario? How am I going to get there? How am I going to handle all that? How am I going to work? All of it was bringing me right back to my old self. I was like, and this is exactly how I was before, 100 pounds ago.
Yeah. But that didn't come back. But you were...
It did for a second. I was like, if I can't move, I started realizing I was afraid of this happening. And, okay, so I'm going to be real, since that's all we know how to do anymore.
That would be great.
So the first week, I was definitely hitting the peanut butter and jellies. It was simple, it was easy, and it was like
now that the truth comes out, because I'm like, hey, did you, I left it, how come the smoothie's still there?
I drank the smoothies,
I know.
But they did spill a little bit. It was easier to kind of hassle off a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I had probably 3 or 4, and I was eating so good on top of this. But a little bit of pity party. I'm going to have a peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter party.
It wasn't the end of the world. You know what I mean?
No.
But then I knew when I sat there and didn't avoid it.
It's still a plant.
It's still a plant, but I was like, this is probably not helping me right now, because I need to face the fact that I have to really focus on healing, eating really well, and I didn't want to get sidetracked from. I didn't want to gain weight laying there. I don't get on the scale, by the way. I want to tell people. People ask me this all the time. Have you ever seen? Do we have a scale around?
Well, yeah, but we don't use it.
We don't use it. I know how I feel, and I know how I feel even wearing sweats for 3 weeks. What's so funny?
Yeah, the sweats. I was just thinking the scale is actually in the pantry.
I know. I don't know why it's there. Because I think I first moved it, and I didn't want to see it in the bathroom as a reminder.
I'm like, well, this is the best place for it. Should I have that meal? Well, I don't know. You're not checking your blood glucose on something with your phone. You're like, let me get on the scale.
Well, our pantry's large. I store a lot of stuff in it, like and I think I just got it out of there. And then seeing it there definitely was that awareness of, are you going to make the right choice? Is this going to work out for you?
There's almost like a guard on duty there. When you walk in the pantry, you're like, oh shit.
I love that. I love that you said that, because I don't look at it like that anymore. So anyway, laying there thinking about the choices I was making were starting to be clearer and clearer once I stopped catastrophizing everything. Like, this is going to be so bad. I was like, stop.
I know. I had to be like, stop. And then you're like, yeah, what the hell am I doing?
It was a powerful reminder of how people do get stuck, is also, here I'm realizing how I'm getting stuck.
Exactly. It took you right back to where you were when you were stuck.
And not only did it take me back there, I could see more clear how I started bringing in these tools and how I started using them and how they kept me unstuck, even to recognize it right now. Like, what I did something different this time.
Yeah.
I didn't call anybody.
No, you realized a lot earlier that nobody's coming to save you.
No.
You got to do it yourself.
And I knew I would get better. So one, I know what was going on. I knew this would get better. I knew I had to wait, and I knew I couldn't keep up with everything I was keeping up with. And I had to be honest with everybody. is what it was. So while doing this, I realized, and I started putting into the week, I recognize why everybody is getting stuck, how easy it is to get stuck. If I would have been watching, for example, I said this to you. I said, if I would have been watching the Hallmark Channel or like where it would be before, distracting myself with what's on TV, with all this stuff. You know, you came home, the TV would be on before 100 pounds ago, full throttle, chronic illness. This was a reminder of what my life was like.
I know. Now there's like a big empty spot where the TV was.
Gone.
We need a big picture,
We need to put something there, but it's not going to be a TV. We have not also had a TV up and running in this house since August. It's evolved. It didn't just all of a sudden. One day I did say we're shutting the TV off.
Well, yeah. I mean, before that, I hadn't watched one in quite a while.
No, we watch a movie. We did that.
Something on the laptop or something, but it's not like there's a TV on just going and the commercials and all the crap in the background.
It was easy to avoid taking care of myself if I was watching and listening to that.
You hear it a lot more. Like, I mean, yeah, you're sitting there and like, it's just like droning you in, all the commercials and all the, whatever it is they're selling or pushing or this person.
There's an ad that comes into our podcast. It takes you, it takes a minute sometimes to even hit skip because you're like, what are they saying over there? Is that what? Oh, wait, get back to where I was at.
Yeah.
Look how quick it is to get distracted. But what I realized is while I was spiraling, thinking, what if this doesn't get better? What if this lasts longer than it usually does? This is where most people lose themselves. I almost defaulted to the old patterns is what I really recognized.
Yeah.
Almost defaulted to them, call the doctor, depend on somebody to fix this for me, panic mode, but I didn't. I got it together. I used the tools. I was reminded my body isn't broken. I just needed to listen as I.
So what happened? What tools? What did you do?
Well, to be quite honest, I cut out the peanut butter and jelly immediately. I was like, there will be none of this. And I didn't get rid of it.
Oh, right.
I just said, you can do an apple in between. And so I started eating like 3 to 4 apples. Seriously, in the middle of all this. You're my witness.
I know. It's awesome.
I did a lot of breathing because that brings you right back into you're here. You're not spiraling. You're okay. It's getting better. Look. And then I would start thinking about how I could move a little. I was in less pain first. Then I could move a little bit. Mm-hmm. Then I would get up and walk 5 minutes first.
Yeah.
Because I know walking, thank you, Jessica. I'll probably send Jessica this, my physical therapist for 100 years. They taught me this incredible, like, diaphragm breathing methods is what her and her husband have taught me so well. So I broke out the old tools that they've taught me time and time again. How ironic. They're all right there, but I needed to actually slow down, breathe, and realize, all right, let me do some of these exercises. And I woke up the next day and I said, it's better.
Yeah.
I think what I'm doing is working. And then I spent more time thinking about that. Then I came across, this was the process, Dorothy.
Oh, yeah.
On Instagram. And I was like, look at this. She's 100 years old. She's playing tennis. She's driving her car.
I know. Like,
she's going through all these things. And it reminded me, we are just going to keep on going because this is the end. So then I would get up and I would walk 10 minutes the next day and then lay back down and decompress and listen and still work. But then I would feed myself a little bit more of something fun. Then I found Malibu.
Oh, yeah.
And I did share some of this with my clients because I had to be honest, like, hey, this is where I went. Because if I would have been watching the news, if I would have been watching the media, the old me would have been like, boom, you're back.
Well, yeah, all that stuff you're taking in, it's like storing stress. And it's clenching you up. So it's really not going to help your back. Like,
I watched things that brought me joy. Is what it was.
Yeah.
I watched things and I took things in that brought me joy, and I kept anchoring down to something silly because I love to be fun. Mm-hmm. I kept kind of anchoring back to something I could get better at while I was getting better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what was that? This song I can't get out of my head?
It's in my head 24/7. And somebody asked me, this is all part of, by the way, don't get distracted. This is all part of how I got better. So once I started eating the apples, and still eating really good. Like I even think I took the sprouts out and started just eating those.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. And then what?
Just
Where did you go?
No, I've seen you before. I'm like, what are you doing with the sprouts?
I was like, I'm just getting anti-inflammatory in me. I am just going to go to town on this. And then I'm doing these breathing things. And then I was noticing like, oh my gosh, this is getting better. Then I had more hope that it was getting better. But in my mind, the first round, just like losing weight, I didn't think about, I'm going to lose 100 pounds and get this down. The first week I blew my back out, I was like, I'll be back to roller skating by Saturday. And I blew it by pushing through. You guys see where I'm going with this, right? I blew it. Yep. Setback, almost spiraled. But then I remembered, you know what? I will be back to roller skating.
Oh, yeah.
But not right now.
Yeah. No doubt.
Different mentality. One day at a time, I started looking at these micro movements that I started increasing. I could stand up longer during my lives. I didn't have to cancel calls.
And there, along with that, there's a big brain change when it does come to weight. I mean, when you're more like thinking, I'm gonna get healthier. I'm going to work on my health. I want to feel better. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of good stuff in the health report, so that's pretty cool.
You see it happening.
Yeah.
So more apples, better.
It's not just focusing on the damn scale.
I don't really, get on it. I was listening. I was paying attention to my body. And the more that we meditate, the more that we breathe, the more that we regulate, the more that we have this community of people doing it together and going, this is working for me too. The more I was reminded, you're here. You're doing exactly this.
Doing it.
So a couple people were like, I can't believe how positive that you were being. But that mostly came after seeing how uncomfortable I was and how honest I was. And I was like, well, then I turn it around and remember all, now I'm laying here and it's not hurting and I've got the live done or whatever work I had to do. I was still working every day and I was working on myself, knowing I can't get everything done. This is just the way it's going to go. And then I would watch more Dorothy. I was so inspired by this lady and her outlook on life and don't look back and look forward. So you got somebody who's 100 years old, which by the way, she is predominantly plant-based. I'm not trying. She said, I eat very little red meat. She said she ate fish. She ate lots of fruits and vegetables. She started her day off great. She drives. She kept moving. She kept walking. She's not assisted.
Dude. The tennis. I was like, what?
That's how I sent it to John. I was like, I'm going to get better. We're going to do this. So I noticed that I also did a whole coaching live on avoidance and it all made sense. It all made sense of what I was doing in that moment. Like I was avoiding what was bothering me was I didn't want to be failing and not showing up for everybody. That matters to me. But, and that's how people get stuck. They don't believe that they're going to get better. They don't think that they're going to do better at their job. They don't think that they could get their own business going. They don't think that they could lose the weight. They don't think that they can do it. So then I feel like it's easy to distract.
Well, all that don't think you're going to do it really gets to your brain because you're right. You're not going to do it. I mean, if you keep telling yourself, like this is something I had to learn. And it's all like with manifestation and stuff. It's all like way deeper than just
there's a lot going on.
Distraction. I mean,
when you're not distracted, you're able to handle your own thoughts and your own feelings. You hear me say to people all the time, how does that make you feel? What does that make you feel like? Ask yourself, everybody. I'm going to tell everybody out there, ask yourself when you're in these moments. I guess this is kind of like how I would coach. How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
How are you reacting to the situation? Are you actually in it and feeling what was going on? Because the first week I was reacting. I'm fine. I got this. Keep going. Push on through. This week, it was like, you're going to sit here and you're going to think about how you're feeling about it. Why are you so like, I got to push? Well, I'm afraid that maybe this was going to get worse and I was going to get sick all over again. And it scared me. And I was like, whoa, don't be ridiculous. You're not going back there. But it's easy to do.
You were talking about, remember when I was like in traction, when I first knocked through my back? I'm like, yeah, but that was a long time ago. We're not nowhere near that. You're fine. You're good.
It was just reminding me, the pain was reminding me of those tough times. And that's how people, myself, I realize, and how easy it is for people to spiral down. We'll start going down that road. And then you go home, you got this overstimulated, information, the news going, all this stuff going. It's very hard to focus on yourself and feel yourself and think about yourself when you're so distracted with everybody else's crap. It's very easy. And you know this.
Yeah.
Because you did something different this week. I know I've been like,
what did I do?
I've been gone for a while. You played your guitar more than ever this week.
Yeah.
Or the last couple weeks. This happened on March 3rd. Let me just say, this is the 22nd.
Goodness.
Happy birthday to Joe. I forgot it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
So while this was going on, you're doing more. Why don't you tell me how your week was?
I don't know. I just played a lot of guitar. No, I just been working. That's all. But I've been like setting little goals. Like, I'm going to get this far on these parts I got to make, and then I'm going to, go jam a little bit, just let me throw some backing tracks on from YouTube
and I love this.
And just play along.
So while you were doing that, I was like, okay, I see what's going on. And then I noticed this is the least amount of stress I've ever seen you under. Mm-hmm. Well, hold on, let me rephrase that. You're under a lot of stressors. And that's what I talk about all the time. Stress is always going to be there. Are you going to react to it, or are you going to lean into it and realize, here's what I need to do to get through it? So here you are, you're working your business at home, you're working your job, and now you're working the kitchen. You were doing the grocery shopping, you were doing the vacuuming. What was going, and then all of a sudden you're doing more guitaring.
Yeah. Well, it's just while I'm doing all these other things, I'm thinking about playing the guitar. So it makes it easier.
So what's different this time than it would have been 2 years ago? Because this is a different vibe we're in. We're in a different place.
Yeah. Well, I just been using the breathing and, all the things. I'm chill now. That's all, like, because what happens, it happens. And
oh my gosh, I feel like we're on a Saturday Night Live episode. You're like,
why? I don't know.
What happens, happens.
Yeah, what am I going to do about it? I mean, if there's something I can do about it, I'm going to do my best to
How did you
help or do whatever, So instead of being like, ill, like, oh man, I got to do dishes.
That was how you were kind of before, stressed out about everything. I got to get my work done. I got to get this done. I don't have time for you. Weren't mad at me.
Right. But you think about back then, there was more mouths.
Why don't you take everybody here to?
There was more mouths to feed at the time. I was more younger, working, thinking about money. And,
so were you saying you were more stressed out, like more?
Yeah, I think so.
But
I'm older now. I got my shit together.
But okay, it doesn't work that easy. But I don't
have my shit together. But
let me ask you this:
I'm gonna fake it till I make it.
Well, that's how you kind of came in here, and that was that reality for you. You were like, I can't fake it. I wanted everything to be perfect, the whiteboards, the stuff.
Oh man, yeah.
And this, I think, was your, we had to figure out, like, what was it that was stressing us out so much? And you kind of said, like, I feel like that in here.
I don't want to say.
But we started getting more relaxed and realizing we're in here because we enjoy what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're sharing things that we've learned that have made our life easier, even though things are not always awesome.
No doubt.
We don't have to spiral. We don't have to go down. And this is how so many people are
I enjoy talking to you now.
Wait, you didn't before?
Yeah, no.
Wait a minute.
I'm just kidding.
What do you mean by that?
No, I mean, I enjoy us getting in here and just talking about our stuff. The stuff we've gone through could possibly help somebody else. So.
Well, it is helping other people.
And thank you for all the subscribers and the sharing and the caring.
I know we're almost at 100K. Like, that's the stuff that gets, you want to get excited about that.
We are. I haven't heard those in a while. Thank you, guys.
This really, the wrap up of everything was how that discomfort triggers old patterns, pain, food, cravings, life in general. And that awareness, that is the ultimate willpower. And I've been saying it, it's skill power over willpower. You know,
Right.
awareness is, it's not about willpower, it's about skill power. And when you tap into it and you're not avoiding that, I'll just say. We'll just stick to that topic. When you're not avoiding listening to yourself and paying attention to what you need, what your body needs, what you need to get better, it's really easy to distract, like I said. I could have been watching the Hallmark Channel, sitting there crying about, and then all of a sudden you're all upset about your life and you start thinking of all the people that died. Like, I've been there. I've been there. You watch media and all of a sudden you start thinking about all the catastrophic things that could happen. And
Oh, man.
it would take me right back to the place where I didn't want to leave the house. And I've lived there.
Yeah.
I've lived in that place. So
Yeah. I'm like, but they're AC/DC tickets.
I'm not going. That's my life I lived before. So it was a lot of self-awareness, and it was a lot of realizing why those choices are so different today. And I'm proud of them, actually.
Yeah, heck
and I
yeah.
think everybody can
I think you
get
deserve.
there when they're in the right. Oh, thank you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
because, I mean, well, you did a lot of work.
Well, we both integrated tools in real time. Like I said, in the middle of all this, where it could have been more stressful for you and you would have had less patience, and
Oh, yeah.
you didn't have patience like this. You didn't.
No.
This is just a completely different vibe. You played more guitar.
Yeah, but I can't really just put my finger on what was the thing that. How are you so chill now?
Well, I'm going to ask you then, because
No,
everybody wants
because
to know.
I just.
Well, we eat better.
Yeah, we
move
eat better, and
we listen to more music than ever. We've got no TVs going on, which I think is a big, big thing. Not that you were watching
I feel
TV.
better that I'm doing better for me. That's really,
Whoa.
I guess, what it is.
Deep Thoughts by John Andy. But it's true. Like, I know that's funny and that sounds kind of like, what? But that's the truth.
No, that's really probably it.
You know, there was a time when I said to you, don't worry about me, worry about yourself. And I say that to a lot of people, and I don't mean it in a harsh way, but
Right.
it's a moment where you have to kind of sit there and think, like, you weren't at work worrying about me all day long.
No.
That also has changed. You know, we've just had good conversations about, like, I got that, I'm taking care of it. And I didn't call you right away when.
I mean, when you need something, like if the hot water heater's not on or something, then you'll.
Totally did new stuff this week. Usually the water heater, if it does go out, I will call on you to just fix that.
Let me just, yeah.
And you do, and you're great about
work,
it. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that.
I'm only like 9 minutes away, so
So
I'll rip here on a break or something.
yeah, you would have come over. You would have come home and did it. But I thought, you know what? I don't need to disrupt you at work. You have enough stuff going on. There we go. Hold on.
You
So
think?
regulation
No, that was awesome. I noticed.
compared to my old self.
I noticed.
I was like, he doesn't need this. I could think about it. So there's this tools that sharpened up while I was breathing. And you're more than welcome. Give me some right here.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Meanwhile, everybody knows that instructions are right there on the hot water heater. No, go ahead.
Well, then I realized
I could do this.
I could do this myself. So I went downstairs. I did call and say, tell me where to go and just tell me what to look at. My back is still a little weird. It was just a couple days ago where I was having a hard time. So I get down there and I got the water heater started.
Oh, but way before that, you're like, what? I don't see any light that might flicker. What's going on? It's just this freaking square. I'm like, that's the furnace. You got to go to the round thing. That's the hot water heater.
Why? I don't know these things. I'm learning as I
Why
go
am
along.
I a guy?
That's funny.
I swear.
So I fixed that. But you right away even were like, I'll just come home and get it. And I said, no. Just talk me through it. I know I can do this. And that was a whole new conversation. So we get through it and I went upstairs and I never did take a shower. I was just like, at this point, let me just wait it out. Cause now I got to wait a while for the water to get hot. I already used it doing some of the, and then I started cleaning up and then I started doing a load of laundry and I was like, wow.
What are you doing?
I'm like, I'm getting better.
Yeah, you're going to blow your back out.
No.
again. I'm like, stop it.
You saw me. I was listening. I was laying back down. I was decompressing. I was playing my song. Where the hell is my husband? This was
Baby.
this was that little thing that kind of kept me going. Where here's the analogy I'll give. Somebody said, "How did you get all the words down?"
Yeah, right.
Because at first I was like, I can't do this. Again, just like losing weight, just like everything else. I was like, I can't do this. And I said it a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, I'll never get this one down. Because I like,
I'm like, you're right.
I love singing. I love lip syncing. I love doing all this stuff. Music regulates, makes you feel great. So I started listening to this song and I thought, I'm going to get this down. And I would start sending John these little clips. Not complaining about the ant, not complaining about the water heater pilot going out.
But I'm like, damn, all right, she's feeling better.
I was.
I mean, I could tell the video was still on the floor there where you were laying.
But I was like, look what I can do. So once I started doing that and I got better at it, it was another one of those self-reflective moments of, see, you just got to practice. You just got to practice. Practice sitting still with yourself. Practice listening to your body even more. Practice not spiraling down, but spiraling up, watching the things that bring you joy, doing the things that, like you said, make you feel better.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, well, let me go back to this because I didn't forget. I kind of went off because I'm excited. What do you think you did that turned that around for you, where you started being more self-aware of how you were reacting to things?
What do you mean? Like when? Recently?
Earlier you said, like, I don't know how to pinpoint it, or I don't know what it is. And I said, we're eating better, we're moving better. I cut you all off there.
Well, just doing all that, like I said, just doing better for me.
That's right.
Makes me feel better, I guess, and do better. And then, so that's just going to get better. But it's like, grateful, I guess, is definitely a word for whatever. Grateful that, you're here and not all in traction in a hospital. That was like while I did those dishes that one time. That was a lot of damn dishes, girl.
Sorry.
I'm like, shit, I should have did these before. Because you were like, no, I'll be fine. I'm like,
I kept doing that to you. I was doing the same thing. I was like, I don't want to burden you with this. I'll get it done. And you kept coming home and thinking, it's out of control. And then I felt bad. And then in that moment, I was like, you know what?
But I kept telling you, don't feel
bad.
You're hurt. I need you to rest. I need you to not do that. But I know it's hard. It's hard for you at the same time, because
it's very hard to not.
It's hard to not be doing something.
That, and it's hard to not feel responsible for other people's emotions.
Well, what?
I felt bad. I felt guilty. I felt like that but you weren't feeling that way. So it was great that you kept telling me, like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I had to reassure you, like, a lot, because that's
just
how you are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's how you are. You don't want to be a burden. Nobody wants to.
Yeah. It just was too much vulnerability for me, is what was going on. Like, I'm so used to taking care of stuff. So this felt uncomfortable, I guess. Now I'm thinking way too deep, but I think you guys are with me on this. It makes sense.
I know, but when you weren't doing things you couldn't do, like standing up or laundry or dish or whatever, just normal things.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
This was rough.
What did you do? You were on the floor.
What did I do?
You had a laptop on this side.
I had a laptop on each side.
Side.
I was working, but I wasn't pushing myself. I was to have to cancel an appointment.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Right.
I want to show up for people. I want them to trust me.
Yeah.
Be there, show up for them, when so many times people don't show up for us. You go to the doctor, you're looking for them to show up for you. What am I going to do to fix this? So this was going through my head too. Like, I didn't want anybody to feel like I wasn't there for them.
Yeah.
And I had to realize I could be there for them in a much better way by taking care of myself first.
I'm telling you, man, and you being there so much really makes a difference.
Let's hear about it.
In the Plantspiration Health Report.
My health report is awesome because I watched John play guitars. Things got harder. I used music to regulate my system and stay chill. I watched funny stuff. That's just how I felt about getting back on the apples. And then once I finally put jeans on, I was like, look at this. I didn't blow it. It all worked out. Because I could pay attention to it, and I feel great.
I was getting so used to the sweats, though.
Hey, that was because it was just hard to
It's
even.
easier to put on. I know, I'm just playing.
Trying to put on leggings. I couldn't even put my socks on. You guys, I couldn't even put my one sock on my one foot. I was like, I can't. It's good. I couldn't sit up. Like I wake up, I sit up, I meditate, I do all these things, and I had to always have something to look forward to. So laying down and feeling sorry for myself wasn't going to cut it.
No. I mean, you certainly still showed up for work.
Yeah, tell me about it. Let's hear this Plantspiration Health Report, which we come in here every week. We have these amazing members who are doing this together. This isn't just, I don't know how to explain it. They're slaying it.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
So this health report is brought to you by our members who continue to show up, who continue to use that skill power over willpower. And this is the proof of what we're doing.
You guys are awesome.
What we're doing.
Yeah, this health report is kicking butt. I mean, people have, in a nutshell, more life. They're drinking more. People are drinking more water than they've ever drank.
They're getting healthier.
But they're feeling it better. You have people sleeping good. You have people working on their sleep still.
Everybody's moving in the right direction.
More life, less cravings, more energy.
And you're reading off our health report where we send it out and we say, hey, you guys, we're going to talk about this on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Let us know if you're feeling any changes or shifts, because this is just how we roll. It's how everybody's doing so good. Keep going. Love.
You got better labs.
Yes.
You got people are being more positive. They're not weighing every day.
Awesome.
It's funny we're talking about the scale.
Well, because I'm not telling people what to do. I'm showing them what I'm doing and why it's working.
Yeah. A lot of people have bigger shifts.
Is that the word they use?
Their digestion is better. They're eating a lot of fiber, let's just say. Showing up for myself every day is a big thing. People are down. Asthma and allergies are improved. I mean, people are crushing it. We got a lady that's down 80 pounds. I mean, not in the 1 week, but I mean.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, or last week, 2,467 pounds that people have lost, weight loss, 2,467 pounds. You do the tally. I come in with some numbers.
The tally is she needs to buy smaller pants again.
Oh, yes.
The tally is 2,490 pounds.
Shut the front door. Get me some claps for that.
We're going full blast. 2,490 pounds.
Everybody is moving in the right direction. This is about health. This is about eating good. This is about cutting out the diet culture, the noise, and relying on willpower and white knuckling it, when this is truly about skill power, and we're nailing it.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we're talking no more blood pressure medicine.
Yes.
Lupus symptoms are gone.
Bingo.
People are crushing it.
Let's go.
Gosh.
And big shifts. I lost it.
And
should I share that story? Because that was
just
great.
That was awesome. That was a private moment between friends.
But I didn't mean it to be that way. So,
oh my God, that was funny.
I need permission first to discuss this story.
Yeah, but wow.
Because it was great. But anyway, I'm really proud of everybody. And
heck yeah. Look at what they're doing. That's what regulation does.
Well,
that's what awareness does.
I didn't panic, and it showed.
That's what this lifestyle does. Got you through.
I was aware. I was chill.
You're feeling better.
And I shared with everybody, just like we're doing in here. That's why this is Plantspiration Unplugged. This is what we originally started this for. Yeah. We wanted to just break it down and go, look, this is how it's working. And you know what? This is how it's working.
I know. We just wanted to shoot the shift.
Nothing was actually wrong. You know what I mean? But my brain was kind of just going there.
No, I know.
And you
needed your body to like freaking chill.
It responded when as soon as I started shutting down.
Lowered the inflammation.
As soon as I
took in a lot more fruit and fiber and water, and
it's crazy because I started healing when I stopped forcing. Mm-hmm. That's when everything started turning around. And the response from the community, incredible. It shows.
Freaking awesome.
I just want to be honest with people. That's just what I do.
That's freaking awesome.
My work got stronger, not weaker, while I lay there.
Yeah,
I just
no
thought
doubt.
about
No doubt.
all of this stuff. And where are we at in time? We ready to wrap it up?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
We've got another class coming, and I'm going to be horizontal,
Say what?
vertical.
Vertical. Jeez. I'm like, you've been like that for 2 weeks. What's going on?
If you're feeling stuck, if you're out there and you're thinking, I've got all the information I need and I keep gathering information and I still can't get this down. If you're not reaching your health goals that you want to reach, I think you should give it a shot. You should get in here. This is the place and the space to improve your quality of life. That's how we're just going to put it. We prevent and reverse disease over here, and we get real. It's real.
It's really real. I mean, I can't even top that. She said it all. Thank you for subscribing and sharing and liking our content, our John tent, if I'm involved.
Yeah.
It's John tent.
It is John Tent because you're really content. Okay. We're out of here, you guys. We've run out of things to say. We'll see you next week. Please drop us some questions. Please drop us some comments. We can't wait to get back in here and tell you how we slayed another week.
Yeah, no doubt.
Love you guys. Don't forget to drink some water and text somebody you love.
Okay.
Keep breathing. Keep breathing.
See ya.
Peace.